You're watching WGXA Morning News right here on Fox 24. Our Election Day coverage continues. Polling locations for those in East Macon are located at River Edge Behavioral Center, St. Paul AME Church, Northeast Magnet High School, New Griswoldville Baptist Church, and Dolores A. Brooks Recreation Center. And let's go ahead and get you a live look into Capitol Hill this morning in Washington, D.C. As you know, today is Election Day, and a lot of you are getting ready to vote here locally and nationally. A lot of topics are being voted on today, but there's still one posing question this morning. Should big businesses get involved in local politics? That's the question being asked in Seattle, where Amazon is dumping more than $1 million into a city council race. Eric Johnson from our news affiliate takes a closer look at the race in today's election that's now getting national attention.
Amazon is delivering controversy to its hometown. It has spent $1.5 million on Seattle's city council races. The money has funded a PAC called CASE, which is headed by the Chamber of Commerce. The move has sparked some protest on Amazon's campus. The PAC is trying to fund a change election, backing these 7 candidates who they hope will reform Seattle's approach to issues like homelessness. Earlier this year, a KOMO special, Seattle is Dying, laid out the ongoing crisis of addiction, crime, and homelessness on Seattle streets. Last year, Amazon went head-to-head with Seattle's City Council over a proposed head tax to fund solutions to homelessness. Ultimately, public pressure killed the head tax.
When billionaires are on the attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back.
One of the most outspoken critics of Amazon is Councilmember Kshama Sawant, a self-proclaimed socialist. Sawant pushed for that head tax, led the charge for a $15 minimum wage in Seattle, and wants all homeless camp sweeps to be eliminated. The CASE PAC has now spent more than $400,000 supporting Sawant's opponent, Egan Orion.
Have you been bought?
I have not been bought.
Orion says he'd prefer Amazon keep their money out.
And I think that what the Amazon spending has done is distracted us from talking about the issues the voters really care about.
Sawant is taking aim at Amazon once again, saying that they're, in her words, funding a deluge of misleading, dishonest, and divisive advertising through the corporate PACs. CASE has also spent more than $400,000 to support Heidi Wills.
I am beholden to no corporations or special interests.
Her opponent, Dan Strauss, disagrees.
You know, what's clear is that they believe that they'll be able to get a return on investment by buying a seat on council for Heidi.
Now, presidential candidates are weighing in. Senator Elizabeth Warren tweeting, "Surprise, Amazon is trying to tilt the Seattle City Council elections in their favor. I'm with the Seattle council members and activists who continue standing up to Amazon." Amazon stands by their spending. They told us in a statement, "We believe it is critical that our hometown has a city council that is focused on pragmatic solutions to our shared challenges in transportation, homelessness, climate change, and public safety." The city's biggest employer is now waiting to see if their investment pays off at the ballot box. In Seattle, I'm Eric Johnson.
Off today, the radar is looking very clear for many of us, but there's others that are seeing those lighter showers beginning to move on in. Now, one spot I want to highlight for you is going to be closer towards Monticello. That area right there is looking at some smaller showers pushing on through, but as far as any kind of heavy rain, that's not going to be something we're tracking for the day today. It's mostly going to be showers that look like this. Very light, not lasting too long, and it should be out of your area within about 15 minutes or so. Now, further up towards the north, we are going to see even more rain passing through I-75. So anyone that's going to be driving through areas like Locust Grove, McDonough, up into Stockbridge, there will be more rain as you get closer towards Atlanta, at least for the first part of today. Now, as we get into the afternoon and the evening, better rain chances will start to move into middle Georgia. Now, the reason why is because the closer you are to the front, typically that is where the better rain chances are. But at least for this one, still trying to make its way through Tennessee, and you're also going to see it reaching us at some point this evening. Now, this isn't a very strong front, so you're not going to be seeing your temperatures dropping very quickly. Instead, we're going to see some effects when it comes to the cloud cover, at least for most of the day today. Still going to stay mostly cloudy out there. These clouds are mostly going to be hanging around until about 4 or 5 o'clock. At that point in time, I think we're going to be pretty good, at least for Macon and Warner Robins. But as you saw right there, some smaller rain chances might pop up in the Cochrane, Dublin, Eastman area, and those clouds will be hanging on through about midnight for those spots as well. Now, if you look at the drought monitor, we're still looking at a pretty good drought right now, about 5 inches behind, about 6 inches behind for Macon, actually. And I want to point out that we're still about a 2 out of 5 on that drought scale, and I think this is going to be changing on Thursday whenever we get that new update. I know finally we've begun to see a lot of rain. It's helping us out, but we're still pretty far behind. We need a lot more rain through this dry season to catch up from what we missed over the summer. Now, of course, our temperatures all across the area are starting off in the 50s, so if you're going out the door, I still would recommend a jacket throughout much of the day today. And then during the afternoon, I don't think you'll need it all too much with highs close to about 73, but just keep in mind, still going to be very cloudy out there, and that should be lasting through this evening as well before we have sunny skies on both Wednesday and Thursday, looking fantastic on those 2 days before that next stronger cold front pushes through on Friday. That is our day to watch out for the rain to move on in. I do think some heavier showers will start to move in overnight Thursday into Friday. That's going to drop down our temperatures for this weekend. And now here's going to be a quick look at your fish and game forecast brought to you by Harrison's Body Shop. The best time for today will be around 9 o'clock. And check out this awesome picture that was sent in by Chris of a great looking sunset he was able to capture the other night. Thank you so much, Chris, for sending in this awesome photo. And of course, if you want to see your pictures on air, go to WGXA.tv/chime in. There you can submit all sorts of photos like weather photos, sunsets, sunrises, breaking news, all sorts of stuff.
Moving along in your local headlines, in Warner Robins, the police department says it has a clearance rate above the national average. Captain Chris Rook says each year they see about 3 to 4 homicide cases, but last year they saw 9. Rook says this number puts a strain on the community and the department. He says when a homicide happens, a whole team is dedicated to finding that suspect.
And as the leads slow down, we kind of back off on that team. But we take a unit our size that we have 10 investigators. We're already short-staffed as far as investigators are concerned, and they work hard. So a homicide case could shut this office down for about 2 weeks, and we have to kind of try to manage that.
They had an 86% clearance rate. In 2017, they had a 100% clearance, and just last year, he says they cleared 89% of those cases. Well, stick with us because coming up, the Washington Nationals were invited to the White House. We'll reveal what the president had to say about the World Series champions